Hello, lovelies. You are listening to Reflections with Mo, a space to pause, breathe, and reflect.
Hello, lovely people. Welcome to Reflections with Mo podcast. And this is your host, Mo. And today we'll be talking about navigating transitions in the diaspora. And today I am joined by my lovely friend, Nokuzola Mbona. And I know most of us, when we move abroad, either for work, school, or for just new beginnings, we are always faced with loneliness and self-discovery. And today, my friend will be sharing her story settling into Edinburgh. Hi, Nokuzola Mbona. How are you doing today?
Hi, Motseng. How are you today?
I am good. And yourself?
I'm very well.
Thank you for honoring the invite to be on my podcast, to be here to share your story. So I will just start with I think it's a normal question that anybody would ask you. Mm-hmm. Why Edinburgh?
I have a lovely story about Edinburgh. Mm-hmm. I think going back fourth, when I got the scholarship from the UKZN, where I was studying my honours, BSS honours, I got a scholarship called Emma Overseas Scholarship. And then I went to a conference to being honoured in terms of accepting the scholarship. Mm-hmm. And then there's this lady, an Indian lady that was there. She was being honoured by the scholarship that she's been abroad. So she was like, I went to Edinburgh. It's a lovely town, a lovely city, and the lot of people, different culture. I was like, you know what? Maybe I can actually apply to Edinburgh because I had London. You know, London is well known. I had London. I was like, you know what? Maybe I can study at King's London. I applied to all the schools. But you know what? I found that in my journey applying for schools abroad, I found that, God redirects you. And they had this English thing that was like a trick for me. I don't know because...
The English test?
Yeah, the English test.
IELTS, yeah?
Yes. They were all, in terms of my documents, they were like, oh, you know what? We need an English test. I'm like, you know what? I don't have money for this thing.
Because they're very expensive, those tests.
And already my scholarship has not given me money because they had to give me like a lump sum of money. Mm. So already I was like, you know what? I don't have money. I'm in South Africa. I'm broke. I was doing my honours. I don't even have money in terms like equilibrium to like the pounds. I can't pay this. So I was like, you know what? Let me apply to Edinburgh. It was the only school that actually read my documents because if you read my documents, you will see that everything that I was studying in the University of KwaZulu-Natal, I was studying in English. It's written in my academic records. So it was like one day I submitted those documents, applied for the University of Edinburgh. I think it was December, and then 2024 I continue applying. And I think around like the 15th of like January, I received like, you got an unconditional offer. I'm like, okay, sharp. That is quite nice.
Absolutely.
I'm like, okay. Now I need like a completion letter from the University of KwaZulu-Natal. And then I emailed them, then they gave me the completion letter. And from then, I gave them, I think it was one day, and then I got like an unconditional offer. I was like, you know what? That is nice.
If you're meant to be
You're meant to be. Yeah. Because every school around like the UK that I applied to, they always had the English thing. And also another thing that they had was like expensive, but it wasn't expensive as Edinburgh. Edinburgh is expensive compared to the school.
Yeah.
That is crazy. This is a crazy part. My course is very expensive compared to other school. But because Edinburgh gave me an opportunity, and then I was able to.
That's so lovely.
Yeah.
So now that you are here, I know I'm going to put you on the spot because you're my friend.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I will bring in those conversations we have had, how you have felt like you are not intelligent enough being here.
Yeah.
Because back home, you were that girl. 2 cum laudes. Congrats, girl. Clock that. Right. But being here, now you started questioning your intelligence because now you are with this international students that are also as smart as you, but now you're not feeling adequate. Tell me about that. How did that make you really feel? What was going on?
I think the most interesting thing about that, I think we had the conversation with you.
Yeah.
At that point, I didn't understand how I fit in. I didn't see myself fitting in Edinburgh. You know, when you've been applying for a scholarship. They gave me a scholarship. It was like a surprise for me.
Yeah.
And then from that process, you accept a scholarship, and then you like literally go around about it and say, you know what, I'm actually leaving my own country to go study abroad. I've always knew that I'm bigger than this.
Yeah.
Like bigger than my country, bigger than my education. But when I settled here, I think I forgot the element that I'm going to a new place, new people. When I was doing all the everything, and then when I settled here, and I was like, oh my God, now I'm here. What's next? From that, I actually went to like a lonely period of time because I'm used to my family. I'm used to being hanging around friends and being in school and laughing about everything. So from that point, I felt like I'm misplaced in Edinburgh because I couldn't find my fit in. When I came to Edinburgh, I couldn't see black people. The only thing I could see was like white people, Indians. I'm like, where are my people? What am I doing here? And I was confused. I was confusing myself at that point because I'm like, I almost forgot that I'm actually in
You're in Edinburgh.
in Edinburgh.
Do you think you're in South Africa?
I think at that point, that's where I realized
Yeah.
that my education, I was in a very vacuum place, especially because in African countries, you don't see like opportunities, vast opportunities like displayed in the UK. You don't see yourself as an element of saying, okay, I can get that job. I can, because there's always obstacles and gatekeepers and conflict that is around like uplifting the youth. So I think you don't picture yourself getting something bigger than you in South Africa because they say it's an example of a world class, but there's a lot of inequality in that place. So you don't see yourself existing and be bigger than you think. So I think that's one thing that actually literally made me feel like I was misplaced.
Like you're not enough.
Yes.
You're like you're in the wrong environment.
I'm in the wrong environment, but already I think I didn't tell myself enough or like prep myself enough about the opportunity I can get in this country. I think there are opportunities back at home, but because of the inequality rate and unemployment rate, it's quite difficult for the youth of South Africa. And I think unintentionally, we try to move to other countries to fill in the void of like not wanting to just stay at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to take you back to what you just said. You mentioned being lonely as well. I can't say that you're still in that position at the moment.
No.
I have been seeing you in the streets. You've been out. You've been here.
Yeah.
Here.
Hila.
Hola. So how did you come out of that shell? How did you overcome that?
I think the most important thing about that is to mention Tyrell.
Yeah.
Tyrell is an angel godly sent.
Yeah.
I was scrolling in LinkedIn, and then this guy, Indian guy, is like texting me. I'm like, who the heck is this? I'm like, and he's like speaking Zulu. It's one of the languages in South Africa.
Of course.
I'm like, he's speaking Zulu. I'm like, an Indian guy that's speaking Zulu. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, he's like, hi, how are you? I'm good. And like, I can see you from the University of KwaZulu-Natal. I was studying in Edu. It's one of like the educational sector of the school. Because I'm from the law school. I'm from the humanities side law school.
Yeah.
So it's Howard, and then he's from Edu. I was like, I can see a profile from KwaZulu-Natal in Edinburgh. And it was like, it was after the November graduation when he graduated. He was like, you know what? Around like November, I'm like, you know what? I was like, I can see your profile in Edinburgh. And that time, I'm drowning in education. I'm drowning in this master's.
How many months were you already in Edinburgh when this was happening?
September, October, and or 2 months.
Oh, 2 months.
Now it's sinking in that I'm here for like a prolonged time. It's sinking in.
Yeah.
And the person that I came here with was already like doing her own stuff. So I was like, where can I get my community? Like, and then out of nowhere, this guy texts me. He's like, you know what? That this type of people, there's a MasterCard scholarship. They're like black people you can actually see. And then there's this girl that I I know she's very bubbly. She's from Lesotho. I know your personality can like vibe with her. And like he kept on giving me people's number. He was like you know when from that point he was like he made me so happy.
Yeah.
To a point that I actually told him, you know what? I was like, you know what, bro? I was feeling lonely and I can't even find like black people because even in my class I was actually the only black person.
Yeah.
But also come to think of it, during the year I saw that everyone in my country was not from Edinburgh. Everyone was an international student.
Absolutely.
They're trying to figure out how to navigate through life, especially in Edinburgh. So I got to see the differences of how we live life and how we enjoy life. I think from then, when I met you, it was quite interesting. It was quite interesting. And then we spoke to you like for almost like 6 hours, 8 hours in a call. First time.
It was crazy.
It's quite crazy because what?
Yeah, what was that?
Like, what is the conversation? For someone who like, what is the conversation you are talking for almost like 6 hours with someone you don't even know? It's crazy because I'm crazy and you're crazy. So yeah, I think from then, I think my mind shifted from me speaking with him about the issues, and he was like, you know what, I understand. I also was in the same, you know, when you find someone that actually has been in the position in your feet, you be like, oh,
Absolutely.
I wasn't crazy. I wasn't crazy because I thought I was going insane, thinking about the fact that I need to go to classes. I need to find a job. And yes, I had money, but you know, money is money. So I need to find a job. And so it was kind of like trying to juggle all those things and trying to make sure that a lot of slides you have to read and you have to participate in class. And it was like I was going back to my undergrad, but also being in the master's level. So it was kind of like hard to juggle like my social life. I always inside. I had like flatmate when once or twice we'll go out, but also I like a connection on a deeper level. And I don't like surface things because it's kind of hard for me because I believe in just dwelling into people and making sure that people are loved and that they're seen. I think that was the most interesting part about me transitioning from my loneliness. Also knowing for the fact that I used to call my sisters now with the time zone. The time zone, the 2-hour time zone was kind of difficult for me.
Like in winter, because it's like 2 hours,
It was kind of difficult for me because it was like 2 hours away from South Africa. So I would call late and they were already sleeping. And I'm like, oh, dang.
Oh.
So it was a very sad time for me. I don't think I actually went to depression because I knew how to not stay in my low for that much. I know how to not stay in my high and also just come back to the surface and be neutral. I think that was the most hit of a moment. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to the classroom, right? You said you're the only black girl in your class.
Yeah, in my course.
In your course. Oh my God.
The whole course.
The whole course?
Yes, the whole course. The MSc Criminology and Criminal Justice course. I'm the only black.
Okay. I love to hear that. Did you feel like maybe because you are not seeing any familiar face, was that the reason why you were feeling a bit like intimidated? And also, sorry to bring this in as well.
No worries.
Knowing your history as South Africans with all the apartheid and everything, when you are in the class with, you're the only black person, did you also feel like uncomfortable because you know your history as well as South Africans, being around like white people with like, you know, all of those things? Is that why you were feeling like you don't know how to behave, you don't know how this class is gonna go, and this is your first time being like in an international environment and everything? So
regarding that, with the apartheid system in South Africa and the inequality, then the social factors of South Africa, we are literally in a very critical situation as black people in South Africa because we're often not seen and we are the largest population, often not seen, often not given opportunities, often like criticized and often seen as the victims and often seen as also the criminals. I think for me, we as South African, we have trauma. I think I have trauma of being in South Africa, and I don't trust white people at all.
Because of that.
Yes, I don't trust them at all. So with all the social, economical issues that are going on in South Africa, as a youth, it actually it triggers you so much because you're in this space with these people and you're like, what are they really, really, really planning for me? So being smart and forgetting where you come from, it actually affects your identity crisis. Like you have an identity crisis. So coming here, I had an identity crisis. I didn't know who I was anymore. For a couple of months, I felt like I was windblown into a space that I do not want to be. And I always, that's why I'm wearing my beads. I always wear my beads when I felt, it reminded me of my people, reminded me of who I was, the resilience, the power that I hold. I think that was the element for me that would draw me back from that era, and to remind me that, you know what, I'm actually someone who's very smart. And I think for the first 2 weeks I was very quiet in the classroom. I was very quiet and that very observant, and just to see how the whole process of like the master's thought is being conducted. And then for the third week, I think my mind clicked. I think my mind clicked, really, really clicked, and I was like, you know what? I've taught white people. I've had like tutoring white people. Have been standing in the classroom when I was doing my honors, and I taught white people. I taught Indians. So I don't think I should be scared of these people anymore. It's not me, and I felt like I was bottling myself in that. I was like, it was not me. And I think for me to also make sure that I went back to my source, I think making sure that whenever I come to a place, I bring all the people that love me and remind myself, I would say I'm loved, and remind myself that I have ubuntu and have a resilience, and I'm proud of who I am. And that's why I always wear my beads, because they always carry me through the little things of the sadness part. The journey of me coming here was just making sure that I become a greater self, not to downgrade myself. Already I was smart. Already I am a bold black woman. But I felt like, you know what, I'm in a space, I'm in their space, and I don't want to be feeling like this type of girls. You know when
Like an imposter?
I'm an imposter, yes. Like, why is this girl like all up in their faces? I'm like, no. I had to learn them first, because I don't know them. I had to learn who are they, how they behave, how they do things. So I think that actually helped me also, but also it brought me to a very sad space where I'm like, I'm not connecting with these people. But also you need to understand the people that you are studying with in class, they are also a part of you. You don't realize it at that moment, but they are part of you. But there was one of this lady, she was, I think she had like a diagnosis, but I don't remember what diagnosis she had, but she would always smile at me, and it made me realize how much I can be myself. She will always will raise her hand, will always be hyper in class, and she reminded me of me while I was in my undergraduate. She reminded me of who I am when I'm in academic, because when I was in South Africa, I saw education as a key of success. I saw education as part of me, as the space where I can actually upgrade myself, actually be seen. So I think those were the moments where I actually felt like, okay, I can exist and I can be seen. I think for her to actually she was the only person who would come to me. I think all of them were scared of me. I think sometimes you think you're scared of people, but also scared of you. And then she was brave enough to just come to me and be like, hi, how are you? Where are you from? And then we became friends. We became people who know each other. When she see me, she'll be like, hi, how are you? And I'm good. And then from then, I think her link with me actually expose others to say, okay, she's a chill girl. So yeah. So I think when it was her last time in Edinburgh, she was like, come over, let's have like a drink and let's hype up, and because I want memories around that, and it was quite nice.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
That's really lovely. And I really understand how your trauma as a South African had just like caused all these insecurities and everything. But I think now you are getting to a point where you are outgrowing that.
Yes.
Because you understand that that was ages ago. And things are different now.
I think they're different a little bit.
Okay. I won't get much into that. I don't want to get much into politics.
Yeah.
But,
You know.
now that you hear you're settled and now you're comfortable, you are kind of like overcoming that traumatic experience. You feel like you have really like become a bit comfortable with that. Now you know that you can freely interact with anybody regardless of their background, whether they're black or white or whatever. Right. That is really lovely to hear, to see that growth, because I think I have been with you through this journey.
Yeah.
I have. So now we're going to jump a bit into friendships. Yeah. How has it been like finding friendships in Edinburgh?
You know what?
Do you feel like the friendships here are the same as friendships from back home?
I think, the friendship here are like work friendship. At work, you just go there and just do your work and then go home. You just smile and be like, hi, how are you? Just accommodate people. But back at home is like deeper. You host. You host, you invite people to your family, people come to your homestead. When someone dies, they literally make sure they're there from day one. So it's the concept of Ubuntu, and the concept of culture here, it's individualistic. People are just like for themselves, and it's kind of crazy for me. Was like even black people, when I came to this country, I could see they don't want to look in your eyes. They don't want to smile. They don't have like this. I think also being a South African, it's quite different, because we have a concept of Ubuntu, and we're not the same. Other Africans don't have the same concepts as we have in South Africa. Coming from KZN, KZN is a beautiful province. Knowing the KZN people we behave in a very different way, where when we acknowledge people, when we see people, you smile. When you see another black person, you embrace them. Most importantly, we greet. You have to greet. Like every time when you go somewhere, you have to greet. When you're just about to open your mouth, you have to greet. That is a standard in KZN. So I think for me, it was like a culture exposure, and it was a shock.
Yeah.
It was a shock of my life. I think it was a shock of my life that people don't greet. They just bump into you and be like, not say sorry, and also just them being shocked when I say, how are you? They were very shocked that I actually have this concept of saying, how are you? Hi, how are you?
Because nobody cares.
Because nobody cares. So they were like very shocked. Every time I would say, how are you? They'd be like,
Did she just ask me?
she just asked me, how
I felt like
are
they were
you?
feeling seen.
Yeah. So I think it's also shocking for them, and it's shocking for me that they don't know how to approach life in that way. So being an individual in this country can actually hurt you to some extent. I think that's why most people say this country is like depressed. When you go abroad, you're being depressed until you find your community. When you find the people that loves you, and you're in a friendship with them, and you have boundaries, you have conversation, you make sure that you meet them when they don't have time. You accommodate one another. Yeah. I think that was the concept for me to understand friendship. Also, I have friends back at home, varsity friends. They were calling me when I was here. They would call me once in a while. But also, I think the friendship I got here were the most closest friendship I got back at home. because those back at home, they were like, yes, they were seen, but they were like distant friendship. Now that I've found like friendship here, it's like, I know for sure this person, even if I'm in my dead row, they'll come. So I think for me, I always wanted a friendship. I prayed for my friendship. I prayed for my relationships because I always wanted someone who would like know me and try to be in an opposite direction with me, so that they can see my flaws and correct me. So I think that's one of the beautiful part about friendship that I got here. And also, you are very quite different from me, but also you have different elements of me in you. So I think that's where I run towards you, because you have elements that I actually have that I see in you. I think for me, friendship, it's a very beautiful concept. And I feel like people, especially ladies should make sure they should invest in those friendships, because those friendships are like forever. And actually black women should make sure that those community are actually stronger for the long time. And I think it's a beautiful concept, because people say women like die lonely, but no, we always have communities.
We have girlhood. Girlhood is the most
power.
beautiful concept. It's the most beautiful concept.
It's power.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
That was a lovely conversation about friendships. So now we're about to wrap up here. It's lovely having you here. So from all this that you've told us, your story and your journey, what is your most proudest moment?
My most proudest moment is finishing my dissertation. Lord have mercy.
I know, girl.
I think, when you're starting a journey, you're like, actually doing this, and you along the way you just literally get stuck. I think the dissertation process was really, really hectic for me, and also it was summer. The sun was out. We're having
was fringe.
It was fringe. So there were a lot of things that were going on, like happy moments. Also, we didn't have the sun for almost 4 months, so it was like a crazy moment for me. I was like, okay, now I have to be sitting down, doing certain things, and I have to just do school. And we have sun outside. So it's kind of crazy for me. I think that was like the most accomplishing thing, like coming here and finishing what I came here to do. That was the most important thing for me. And also just the proud moment for me was to actually exist. Because sometimes you just forget to just exist in the moment.
Finding yourself.
Finding myself, So it was quite nice.
So what advice would you give to the person that is going through the similar journey?
I think the advice that I can give is that be as patient as you can with yourself. I think the most important about you is to be yourself and be resilient and be patient with yourself, and find people that will love you and just connect you into a deeper level with yourself. Also, don't forget who you are. Don't forget who you are. Be as honest as you can with yourself, because you tend to forget who you are because you're mingling with other people. Be as present and be as happy as you can.
Thank you so much, Zola. So this brings us to the end of our episode with you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Wow, that was a heartfelt conversation. Funny as well, having a conversation with my friend Nokuzola Mbona. It was very lovely to have her here, share her story and be authentic about it. And I hope this story will help somebody else that is going through a similar journey. And if you really enjoyed this conversation, all you have to do is share with your friends. And also we can continue having the conversation on our social media platforms, on Instagram, TikTok, in the comment section on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or even on YouTube. And the question that we'll be having a conversation about is, what does home mean to you? Is it a place, a feeling, or people around you? This is Montenga Malaslange. Until next time, and this is Reflections with Mo.
You have been listening to Reflections with Mo. Catch new episodes every Sunday. It's a date. Until next time, totals,